welcome. We are currently on the campaign trail in Hyderabad. We've been invited to a dawat at the residence of the local member of parliament, Asaduddin Owaisi. It's been a long day. Started early in the morning with the chief minister. Now we're wrapping up with the local member of parliament of the AIMIM. Let's see what Barrister Saab has cooking at his residence. Owaisi Saab, salam alaikum, welcome.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing?
वेलकम सर।
कैसा चल रहा है सर आपका कैंपेन?
अच्छा चल रहा है सर, आपका खैर मुकद्दम है, आप आए हमारे घर को बहुत।
This is for how many people? This is like you've got food starting from here, going all the way till the end.
So election campaign is going on. Don't worry, there are enough party members.
अच्छा, ये सारा खाना देख के जो आपके दोस्त हैं राजदीप वो बोलेंगे अरे यार ओवैसी साहब ने इतनी दावत दी मुझे नहीं बुलाया. Like he's like you got the wrong people on the table. So Owaisi Saab, we have my colleagues here, Nagarjun, we've got Apurva, Bashir. So welcome, because we thought you said कि थोड़ा सा कुछ खा लेंगे. We didn't realize that there'd be like food starting from here, going all the way to the end.
अब हम हमारे मेहमान हैं, आप हमारे घर आए, आप तो हमारा फर्ज बनता है कि we have to serve you properly.
What you've got cooking over here?
No, but this is generally what? This is a salad, biryani, and some fish, Hyderabadi. Baigan ka salan is there. So yeah, that is nothing.
So I want to tell everyone who's watching at this time that Owaisi Saab, I don't know, I'm not saying this about politics, but when it comes to food, does a little bit of cheating. He calls people to his house in Delhi, serves them halim himself. If you see his katori, he's eating corn.
No.
ऐसा तो नहीं करेंगे ना आप sir? You've got some healthy food on your side of the table.
No, it's for everyone. Alhamdulillah, it's for everyone. Aaiye.
Come.
So we'll start with halim, right?
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Right.
This food is such a big bone of contention in this election.
Right.
We've seen the Prime Minister, Owaisi Saab, say that, opposition leaders, and he mentioned Laluji, Rahul Gandhi, that they poke fun at or they cook a snook at Hindu beliefs by wanting to eat meat and chicken during holy periods like Navratra, and the Prime Minister seems to think that that's a very, very wrong thing. He thinks Hindus are very upset with it.
So if I am fasting for 30 days Ramzan, should I tell the people that they should also fast with me? And you should not eat food at all? So I don't know. I think the Prime Minister shouldn't have made that statement, because he's the Prime Minister of everyone. And everyone has to follow their religion, their beliefs, and they should do it. But if the Prime Minister speaks in that language, then what should a Muslim do? Now, should we ask that they close all alcohol shops on Friday? So, I don't know. I disagree with the statement of Prime Minister. And if someone is deliberately doing something to hurt anyone's religious belief, that is also wrong.
So, let's come to this election, Owaisi Saab. This election has seen the BJP put up Madhvi Lata to contest against you. And she seems to be drawing a lot of traction on media, on social media. Do you think this will be a tougher election for you than past elections?
In my opinion, and whatever I've learned politics from my elders, is that never take any election easy, whether it's a municipal election, Zilla Parishad, Panchayat, an MLA or MLC election, Parliament. You have to take it very seriously. And we have always taken every election seriously. So BJP is the main party. And last 40 years, we have been fighting against BJP, and we've always defeated them in Hyderabad. People of Hyderabad have been kind enough to grant us victory. So candidates are not important. It is BJP and other Congress and BRS are important. So
but another major talking point, Owaisi Saab, in this election is the reservation for the minorities. Prime Minister keeps saying, look at Telangana, look at Karnataka. They're snatching the reservation of the SC, STs, OBCs, and they're giving religion-based minority reservation. How do you see this?
So the reservation which is being given in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh started in erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. In 2004, Rajshekhar was the CM. And that was a assurance given to us by Mr. late Rajshekhar Reddy and Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, the then observer of that Congress party. Thereafter they get power, this sort of reservation will be given. Now, the reservation which is given in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh is based on social and educational backwardness. It's not based on religion. The renowned anthropologist Mr. P.S. Krishnan had created the report wherein he listed the caste among the Muslims which will get reservation, the caste which will not get. The Supreme Court had given a stay on it. So it is completely wrong for the Prime Minister to say that, number one, someone's share has been taken and given it to the backward caste among Muslims. And secondly, most important, it's not based on religion. It is based on social educational backwardness and the caste among the Muslims. So the Prime Minister is just trying to create a communal frenzy by saying that, whereas he had this great opportunity of breaking the 50% reservation limit in Parliament. He didn't do it. He could have easily done it.
This time we have seen that the beef controversy during your campaign. But what we see is that simultaneously many Hindu supporters, mainly we've seen recently a Pandit, a Brahmin felicitating you, and then that video goes viral. So is it the Madhavi Lata effect, or is it something that has been going on with Owaisi in Hyderabad?
During COVID time, the famous Lal Darwaza Mandir, Pujari, fell ill. And his family called me around about 2:30 a.m. that they wanted a bed for him. Alhamdulillah, we're successful in finding a bed for him. So, don't go along with the BJP narrative that MIM does not work for, or works only for Muslims. MIM works for everyone. And that is why we're getting enough support this time around.
What's your reading, Owaisi Saab, of the mood in the Muslim community across the country, not just in Hyderabad and Telangana, but your reading of the mood pan-India of the Muslim mind?
My mood is, my opinion is that, number one, BJP has invisibilized the Muslim community as far as Indian politics is concerned. And over and above that, the secular parties are not willing to talk about Muslims as, as a community. So what we are seeing is that the secular or so-called secular parties want Muslim vote, but they're not willing to give them tickets, to make them win the elections. And unfortunately, that is a very, very bad sign for our Indian democracy.
No, but do you think that the minorities also realize that it's the bigger national parties that can potentially take on the BJP, and therefore the more they vote for you, the more the chance of a wasted vote as such?
No. Why is it? Because we are going to win Kishanganj. We are going to win, inshallah, Aurangabad as well. I mean, what message are these parties giving that if you give a Muslim ticket, then he's not going to win? Forget about me. That is very bad. That is, you're sending a very wrong signal to the Indian electorate.
How do you see Telangana? Do you think it's a three-way contest in all 17 seats where BRS, BJP and Congress are fighting? Or is it mainly going to be the both national parties fighting it, considering BRS has just lost the assembly elections?
So this is a great challenge for BRS party, except that. As far as party is concerned, we have stated that in Hyderabad, please support MIM. Remaining 16 Lok Sabha seats, we must defeat BJP. So last time in assembly elections, we had given a call of supporting a political party.
Yes.
This time around, we have not done it.
You are supporting the BRS back then.
This time around, we have not done it.
Yeah.
So are you supporting the Congress this time then?
No, we are not supporting anyone.
Because they are more likely to beat the BJP then?
No, we are not supporting. We have said that whoever can defeat BJP, please ensure that your vote is not wasted.
The BJP is interestingly trying to make its way down south, and they feel Telangana is going to be the gateway for them, especially when it comes to these elections. What do you have to say to it? Like, do you feel it's going to be a possibility for the BJP?
The BJP is working very hard. They already had 4 MPs in Telangana. BJP is trying the level best to not only retain that, but to increase their strength. So I wouldn't say that it's going to be easy, but it is possible to defeat BJP. Not only in those 4 seats, but also to ensure that they don't win beyond what parliament seats they had. So it is now up to the people of Telangana to ensure that we don't give space to BJP in Telangana.
So coming to your election campaign during assembly elections, you've called Revanth Reddy as RSS Anna on one side. The other side, we see now he's very much vocal about minorities. He goes on to say 4% reservation is right. and the appeasement politics charge is on him. Now today he's of the opinion that once CA, if BJP is comes to power, CA is implemented, then it will be CLA, the language code, dress code, all this will be implemented. So how do you see this?
Well, I cannot ask. I'm not a spokesperson for Revant Reddy, but yes, after a bitter political battle we had, I'm thankful that he took up sanctioned some development works, laid a new metro line in Hyderabad, and we have given him I've told him that please complete your 5 years tenure. We want you to implement all your promises.
You think there's a doubt whether he completes his 5-year tenure because there's some talk of him potentially, or you keep chavi lagawing saying he'll join the BJP?
No, I didn't. I've never.
You've never said. You fear he may join the BJP?
I have told him publicly, in presence of public, that we want you to complete your 5 years tenure. आप आराम से काम करिए, हम सपोर्ट करेंगे आपको डेवलपमेंट, तेलंगाना के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, मेंटेनेंस ऑफ पीस के लिए. So hopefully, because all those promises which Congress had made, we want them to implement them. It is very important. We will always be after them. Those who implement करिए आप, जो आपने जनता को वादा किया.
But I saw you working out. Your videos have gone quite viral, where you're lifting weights, doing your squats, wearing a t-shirt, away from your Pathan kurta, sherwani that you always wear. It was refreshing to see you in a nice
cannot wear
t-shirt.
this and do workout.
OECG, but as colorful as your campaigns are, we're looking at your opponent, BJP's Madhvi Lata, putting up quite a show. She's dancing, she's a full theatrics, 100 marks for all the stunts that she's pulled off on the campaign trail. She's called you a descendant of the Razakars.
Doesn't matter. I mean, she's not a BJP member. She was given a ticket because of recommendation of the person who heads Muslim Rashtriya Manch. So, doesn't matter. BJP. Our main opponent is BJP. Candidates come and go. In last 40 years, we have faced BJP, and they had more stronger candidates than the present one. People like Venkaiah Naidu, Subhash Chandraji, Badambal Reddy, even Mr. Bhagwan. So yeah, it doesn't matter I cannot pick and choose my candidates or contestants. People will come and fight elections, no problem.
She says that she wants to maintain, if she comes to power, she will ensure peace between the Hindu Muslims. Her only aim is to ensure that Muslims and Hindus are brought together in culture, in day-to-day life.
She did fire an imaginary arrow at a masjid. Maybe that is how she wants to control.
No, but she says वो मस्जिद पे नहीं मारा है. वो कहते हैं कि आप बदमाशी करता है. It is just fired in the air. वो ऐसा.
And she said someone panned the video.
No.
I
mean, she can say whatever she wants. Doesn't matter.
No, but Owaisi Saab, she says that aap badmashi kar raha hai, that she didn't fire at the masjid. She's firing in the air, and the camera person just moves the camera towards the masjid to distort what happened.
नहीं.
वो बोलती है.
नहीं, सब बदमाशी हम ही करते, वो नहीं करते भाई. हम ही करते बदमाशी. वो कैसे करेंगे? हम ही करते हैं. वो कहाँ करेंगे? वो तो बेचारे दूध के धुले हुए हैं.
This kurbani with the cream is to absolutely die for, as is that badam dish. What is this?
Badam khond.
Badam khond. See, ये सब खाने के बाद हमको लगता है यहाँ पे आप बिस्तर लगा दो. यही forget the campaigning now. Now no campaigning after this.
Yeah.
Now we wake up in the morning.
Good. खाना चाहिए, अच्छा खाना चाहिए. खाना अच्छा खाना चाहिए, क्या है? अच्छी चीज, नेमत है अल्लाह की.
आप हर रोज ऐसा खाना खाते हैं?
नहीं, क्या बात कर? हर रोज क्या?
वही मैं सोचा आप हो रहे फिट और खा रहे हैं.
नहीं.
I will have to go on a crash diet once these elections get over, which is fine. We'll deal with that later. But obviously, this was brilliant. Usually people eat at the end of work. We've just eaten and you have a sabha where people are waiting for you. So we're looking forward to seeing you and that fiery oratory in action.
Yeah. Hopefully this should help.
So we've been on some big buses, jeeps, road shows during this campaign. Now we're on a bike show with Asuddin Owaisi supporters heading towards Old Hyderabad. Owaisi साहब, इस campaign में आप थोड़ा कांग्रेस पे सॉफ्ट नजर आ रहे हैं। बहुत देर तक आप बीजेपी की बी टीम थी, अभी आर यू गिविंग अप होप ऑन द बीआरएस एंड बिकमिंग सॉफ्टर टुवर्ड्स द कांग्रेस?
See, I am stuck between the secular parties, so-called secular parties, and the ruling party of BJP. Now it becomes very convenient for them to say that I'm with them or I'm not with them. As today Prime Minister said that OAC is being held by BRS and Congress. So, I would love to have a host Prime Minister along with Revan Reddy on a Irani chai with a famous Karachi bakery fruit biscuit to decide whose team I am in. This has become a big joke. So it doesn't matter to me as far as our party is concerned. As compared to the last SM elections, we are not supporting, or we have not given any call for to support one party. The only message which we have given is that Hyderabad MIM should win, and in the remaining 16 parliament segments, all of us should work together to defeat the BJP.
No, but that largely, in most seats, the principal opponent to the BJP is the Congress. So indirectly, you are telling your voters to vote for the Congress.
No, we are not saying voters to vote for this party or that party. They have enough wisdom to decide who to support and which party's candidate or which party can defeat BJP.
Owaisi Saab, the secular parties allege that wherever the AIMIM puts up a candidate, you are damaging the India Alliance, the secular cause, and indirectly benefiting the BJP.
Well, I can ask so many questions. The first question is, out of 48 Lok Sabha seats in Maharashtra, why didn't these secular parties find one Muslim candidate from their own parties to contest from one of the 48 seats in Maharashtra? You don't do it. And then you put up a candidate against Imtiaz Jalil, who's a sitting MP, and putting up a candidate over there for what? Secondly, how many seats are we contesting right now? It's what, 7 or 8? So we have 542 Lok Sabha seats. Assuming that their argument is right, which is not right, you still have more than 530 odd seats to contest and win. Who's stopping you? The issue is that the secular parties will always talk about the Muslim vote. What about when they lose, when they have lost in 2014 and 19? They don't have the intellectual honesty to say that they lost because of the Hindu vote which went to Narendra Modi. But, what is the political representation in Lok Sabha of the Muslim communities? It is 4.5. Why is that? Why are you not giving enough candidates from the Muslim community? Why are Muslim candidates not getting elected? So these are all valid questions which all political parties, especially those political parties who claim to have monopoly over the Muslim vote, which they have never answered.
आप बोलते हैं कि पीएम मोदी और बीजेपी एंटी मुस्लिम है, पर आप देखो तो सही, जितने भी अरब कंट्रीज हैं, सऊदी अरेबिया हो, यूनाइटेड अरब एमिरेट्स हो, जितने मजबूत इंडिया के रिश्ते इन देशों से आज हैं, अब तक कभी भी नहीं थे, ना कांग्रेस के टाइम पे थे, ना कभी रहे हैं. एंड दीज आर हार्डकोर मुस्लिम कंट्रीज.
नहीं, ये पहले तो एक थियोक्रेटिक कंट्री को एक डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री से कंपेयर करना सरासर गलत है. दूसरी बात यह है कि मुसलमानों को क्या करना है इन थियोक्रेटिक कंट्रीज से, तो हमको इनसे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ठीक है, हमारे रिश्ते उनसे बहुत पुराने हैं, सिविलाइजेशन के ताल्लुकात हैं, बहुत अच्छी चीज है. मगर हम ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि अगर नरेंद्र मोदी ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई मैं मुस्लिम गल्फ कंट्रीज से, अरब कंट्रीज ताल्लुकात अच्छे हैं, तो मैं मुस्लिम दोस्त हो गया, तो ये गलत कंपैरिजन है. आप एक देश के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, हर फॉरेन कंट्री के साथ हमारे ताल्लुकात अच्छे हो सकते हैं और अच्छे भी रहना चाहिए. तो अगर कोई क्रिश्चियन कंट्री से हो गए तो आप क्या क्रिश्चियन हो गए बोलेंगे, तो ये गलत बात है. आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर भारत के मुसलमानों के हैं, यहाँ पर आप किसी को एक को टिकट नहीं देते, आपके मंत्रिमंडल में कोई मुस्लिम मंत्री नहीं है. और प्रधानमंत्री की जो हालिया स्पीच थी जिसमें उन्होंने 17 करोड़ मुसलमानों को घुसपैठी कह दिया, गलत इल्जाम लगा दिया मुस्लिम महिलाओं पर कि ज्यादा बच्चे पैदा करते हैं, और एक तौहीन की पूरी मुसलमानों की कि हिंदू बहनों के गले से मंगलसूत्र उतारकर हमको दिया जाएगा. अरे भाई, क्या हम कोई किसी का चोरी का सामान लेकर जिंदगी गुजारते हैं? हमारी कोई इज्जत नहीं है. तो ये इस तरह की बातें जो प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं, तो ये तो गलत कंपैरिजन है। आप देश में क्या कर रहे हैं बताइए?
कुछ पसमानदा मुस्लिम कम्युनिटीज हैं जो कि सबसे गरीब कम्युनिटीज हैं, वो अब उतनी एंटी बीजेपी नहीं है। बीजेपी उनके साथ खासतौर से पसमानदा मुस्लिम समाज में बहुत बड़ा आउटरीच कर रही है।
आउटरीच अगर कर रहे हैं तो आप जिस किसी का बुलडोजर से घर तोड़ रहे हैं वो पूरे पसमानदा हैं। जिसका मर्डर हो जाता है हथकड़ियों में पुलिस कस्टडी में, वो पसमानदा है। अगर इतनी मोहब्बत पसमानदा से है तो आप उनको टिकट दीजिए, इलेक्शन लड़वाइए, आप वो नहीं करते। तो ये सिर्फ ये 2-3 गल्फ कंट्रीज को दिखाने के लिए पसमानदा कहते हैं, और अमेरिका, ताकि अमेरिका का जो स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट है वो कोई एडवर्स रिपोर्ट ना दे दे। भाई अगर आप मुस्लिम आउटरीच करना चाह रहे हैं तो प्रधानमंत्री जो भाषा इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं आजकल, उसका क्या बोलेंगे आप? कैसे उसको जस्टिफाई करेंगे आप?
नहीं, पर आप ये मानेंगे ना कि जैसे 2014 में मोदी जी के आने से पहले ऐसा हो रहा था कि बहुत दंगे होंगे देश में, आप ये मानेंगे कि जितनी भी गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स हैं वो सब सेक्युलर तरीके से सबको गवर्नमेंट के बेनिफिट्स मिले हैं। जितने लाभार्थी हिंदू हैं उतने ही लाभार्थी मुस्लिम भी हैं, किसी के खिलाफ भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं हुआ है।
सवाल ये है कि आप माइनॉरिटी मिनिस्ट्री किस लिए आपके पास है? आर्टिकल 2930 किस लिए है? अगर आप मुसलमानों से इतना आप आउटरीच कर रहे हैं तो फिर ये रिलीजियस कन्वर्जन लॉस क्यों बनाया आपने ये जब सब ये जो इंटर रिलीजियस मैरिजेस पे कानून क्यों बनाया आपने? ये तो प्रूफ ऑफ द पुडिंग इज इन ईटिंग ना। आपका जो एग्जांपल्स दे रहा हूं मैं आपको।
But the proof of the pudding also is that all government schemes, all direct benefit transfers are distributed equally to all communities without fear, favor or bias.
तो हमने कई बार आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन डाला, उससे बोलते हम डेटा मेंटेन नहीं करते। अरे भाई डेटा आप दीजिए ना, देश को बताइए आपने कितने मुसलमानों को दिया, कितने दलित को दिया, कितने ओबीसी को दिया, बताते नहीं आप। आरटीआई का एप्लीकेशन डाल के हम थक चुके हैं। उससे बोलते हैं हम डेटा मेंटेन नहीं करते। आप लव जिहाद को आप डिफाइन नहीं करते। तो इसमें यही तो प्रॉब्लम है बीजेपी में। बीजेपी सिर्फ बोलती है जबानी खर्च के लिए, मगर उसके ऑपोजिट जमीन पर बीजेपी काम करती है।
ओवैसी साहब, स्पीच से पहले आप बड़ी तैयारी कर रहे हैं, आप एक्सटेम्परी बोलते हैं या सब बैरिस्टर की तरह नोट्स बना के जाते हैं?
नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत तो जहन में भी एक स्केलेटन होता है, फिर थोड़े पॉइंट्स लोग देते हैं तो उसको मिलाकर बोलते हैं।
Do you feel sometimes that you're part of this political jousting which happens, where the more you provoke or the more hardline you get, the better it is for your opponent? So it's a bit of Noora Kushti. You attack, they counter attack. It works for you, it works for them.
No, I don't think so. See, if BJP is winning elections in India, or what they have won in 14, 19, various state elections, it's not because of my speeches or my presence. It is because of the lack of commitment, preparedness, planning of either the national party or the regional parties. So it is very easy, convenient to blame me, but BJP is winning because of their own machinery which they have, their own cadre they have, and we're not able to take them on with in ideology. Many parties have compromised ideology also.
What do you think, Owaisi Saab, of the whole electoral bonds controversy? The Supreme Court striking it down. Most of the big electoral bond donors were all from this Hyderabad, Telangana region.
More than 80% electoral bonds were made in Hyderabad. And the Hyderabadi MP does not get a single bond.
Single bond? एक रुपया नहीं मिला?
हाँ, हमको
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
खाली जेम्स बॉन्ड बोल के खुश कर दिए और सबको बॉन्ड मिल गया।
Seriously, the AIMM didn't get 1 rupee in electoral bond?
No. Otherwise it would have been out by now. सवाल उसका नहीं है ना, the quid pro quo which was happening with all the parties. See, nobody gives you free money. Nobody gives you free money. If somebody is giving you free money, is not giving it, oh, my mother has expired, please do something good for it. Your father has passed away, do something. Whenever any organization is giving a money to you, they expect something back in return. That is the rule of thumb. And it's not that somebody is writing you a check, oh, in the interest of demo. No, they have their own interest, and Mr. Modi has rewarded them. The other state governments have rewarded them.
यहाँ पर अमित शाह आकर बोलते 40 साल से रजाकारों का कब्जा है, जो रजाकार थे वो पाकिस्तान को भाग गए, जो वफादार थे वो तुम इन जैसे माइका लाल से आंख में आंख डालकर लड़ रहे और तुम्हें क़यामत तक लड़ते रहे। मोदी आज नरेंद्र मोदी आकर बोल रहे असदुद्दीन ओवैसी को बीआरएस कांग्रेस मदद कर रही। नरेंद्र मोदी कोई मदद नहीं कर रहा सिवाय अल्लाह के 40 साल से। नरेंद्र मोदी मैं आपको एक ऑफर दे रहा हूं, आपको टाइम दे दो, मैं हैदराबाद की बेहतरीन ईरानी चाय आपको पिलाता हूं। आप बीआरएस कांग्रेस को बिठाकर आप तीनों बैठ कर डिसाइड कर लो कि असदुद्दीन ओवैसी किसका दूल्हा भाई है। वजीर आजम फिर ये भी बोलते हैं कि मैं गल्फ कंट्रीज को जाता हूं तो मुझे बड़ी इज्जत दी जाती है। अरे आपको इज्जत मिलनी चाहिए। आप भारत के वजीर आजम में आपकी बेइज्जती कौन क्यों करेगा? मगर अगर आप हमको क्यों मिला रहे हैं अरब इमारत से? अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
Asad Owaisi just wrapped up his speech in the old Hyderabad area. The BJP's big thrust this time is on the Uniform Civil Code. It's one of the key ideological pillars of the BJP that aren't implemented. You don't seem to be wanting to let it go through, but the option may not be yours to exercise.
No, why is the Hindu undivided tax debate given to Hindus? Why not to Muslims and Christians? And what kind of UCC they have imposed in Uttarakhand, wherein they are saying that I cannot get married according to my Islamic religious law. You're telling me go and get your marriage done, a special marriage. Like why? Why can't I do it? So this is what they want to do. The freedom of religion is a fundamental right. You cannot take that away from me.
But this is part of the directive principles of state policy in the constitution.
Oh, there are many directive principles. Article 29, distribution of wealth. Why is that not happening? 1% of people hold 40% of wealth. The directive principle talks about prohibition on alcohol. Please do it. Why don't you do all these things?
But the large majority does want uniform.
No, what kind of UCC that would be? Whether it be Dayabaga school of thought, Mitashra school of thought. And who are you to impose one religious morals on other religious people? And how do you say that your morals are good and my practices are bad? This is not required at all. What is required is jobs. What is required is inflation to come down. What is required is, country should become stronger. Mr. Modi is using UCC to weaken the country, to create more divisions.
Asad Owaisi Saab, we're about to reach the deadline which the Election Commission has for campaigning, after which the EC might be upset with us. So thank you very much for joining us in this special edition of Jab We Met. All the very best.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you.